As a 19-year-old, I was given the opportunity to live in Italy. You see, I was a member of the United States Navy. I joined when I was 18. During my 20 years of active service, I was able to visit over 30 countries, and I lived in 2 of them. I saw some of the wonders of the world, experienced different cultures, created some wonderful memories, all while appreciating the fact that I lived in the United States and enjoyed many freedoms that others don't. I cannot speak about all of the countries that I visited. It would take forever. So, I'm going to talk about the 4 countries that really had a major impact on my life, not only then, but now. My first duty station was Italy. I lived there for 3 years. It was the first place I lived outside of the United States and away from my family. In my off time, I saw the Vatican. I saw the Vatican City. I traveled to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Venice, and many other beautiful parts of Italy. However, I also encountered the not-so-great parts. Used drug needles were everywhere on the beaches. Homelessness was everywhere. The mafia was prevalent in the small town I lived in and made for some interesting nights. Coming from a small town here in Colorado, it taught me to always keep an eye out and to watch my back. Because I was on a ship, we traveled all over the Mediterranean, which brings me to Egypt, my first port visit. Alexandria, Egypt to be exact. The first thing that I did, I got off that ship and I went to the Great Pyramids. I saw the Sphinx. I rode a camel. It was awesome. Beautiful. Yes, they do spit. You could climb to the top of these pyramids, although these stones were 3.5 feet or so tall and very rough, so it was really hard to climb up to the top. But if you got to the top of that, you could see everywhere. It was beautiful. However, like Italy, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Dead animals were floating in the water. Disease was rampant, and I came into contact with tuberculosis. I had to take medication for 6 months, and as a 19-year-old earning her drinking wings, it was not a fun time because I could not drink on this medication. Not a good time. However, like all good things, my time in Italy came to an end, and I became stationed in San Diego. On my first deployment, one of our stops was Sydney. I did not do much sightseeing. It was a long deployment, and frankly, I was tired. We weren't there very long. However, one of the things I did do was go to a local zoo. This was a stepping stone in what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. It's a wildlife rehabilitation center. Visiting this place opened my eyes to the huge need for people at the rehab centers, and I began volunteering when I came back to the United States. This also opened my eyes to the treatment of women in different countries, and it made me grateful that I lived here in the United States because I've got many opportunities here. As the years passed, I visited more countries, made more memories, and enjoyed my life. However, I had one more country to live in before I retired, and this was Bahrain. The Kingdom of Bahrain is located in the Middle East. I was there for 1 whole year. During this time, I was older, so I didn't really feel like going out and exploring, mainly because of the heat and the sand. It was 124 degrees on a cold day. When I did go out, I volunteered at the local animal shelter. Because I saw the need for it, there were so many animals living on the street, it broke my heart. This changed me because I adopted a local cat and I brought her back with me. She's an export. All right. Since then, I've added 2 more cats and a dog to my menagerie. Volunteering at this shelter taught me to give and to help animals when I can. This also led to me having a job as an animal caretaker when I retired. While I love traveling the world, I'm extremely grateful I retired here in the United States, where I get to enjoy many of the freedoms that others cannot. Thank you for listening to my story.